Okay, this is like target practice part 2. I'm just making this first video where you see that I'm just starting doing this. I'm not really good at it. I suck at it, but that's okay. I mean, in the previous video it was like the target was standing still, but I had, at least it gave me some good ideas of how, what kind of good practices you can have to practice your to base your aim on. As you see, it looks like nothing like right now. Anyway, I'm trying the AK. Not my favorite because it's really hard to learn. I mean, if somebody's close by, it's really good because you can just unload a lot of bullets on them. I really suck. But yeah, so, and I think that's the main interesting thing about the AK. If somebody sneaks up on you and something is like right in your face, like let's say you're waiting at a base and everybody's really close by, I think AK is perfect because it has both long distance, medium distance and short distance power. But I think it gets harder to like do it at long distance. Like you see at short distance, you can just spray and pray and just, if you're kind of good, you will be able to slay somebody really quick. But that could basically be done with an SMG or maybe even better with the shotgun, double barrel shotgun if it's really close, SMG close by. But yeah, you don't have the versatility of long distance, and I think that's why AK probably is so popular, because it ticks all the boxes. It has a lot of damage, lots of bullets, can shoot multiple bullets, but it has a big downside to it, and that of course, you see I'm really bad at it, is like at long distance, like if I would, you see, if I do like more than a few bullets, I'm just going all over the place. So I would have to like do the single shot thing. And now let's compare it like to this weapon. I know this weapon, people say, well, it's the same damage as AK, but it's not full automatic. Yeah, it's not. But look at how easy it is to stay on target. You know, you can shoot pretty fast. So I think that this is a really underappreciated gun, especially for guys who are not PvP gods. AK have a complete control over their AK, which only few have. So I think for like beginners like me, this could be whoa. But you can see it can take a bit more time to hit somebody up close than like an AK. But look how fast, like if you see, like if I was a really good and if every shot would connect, look how much shots I can do. I can go like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I would have 10, if they were all like hitting, with 10 connecting shots. I have to do that, try to do that with AK. You see, I can't shoot this fast. It's gonna go like all over the place. So it's gonna take me twice the amount of time to connect 10 single shots, 10 headshots or 10 body shots. Now sure, there are like multiple bullets, and if somebody's close by, it's definitely a plus. The closer they are, the easier it is to control that spray, or the less effect it has. But like for long distance, now I know that you can conquer the spray, you can become like really good at that. But yeah, that's another level of skill, and I see myself still a bit as a beginner. And like if you look at what I said in my previous lesson 1, if you look, like you have like horizontal and a vertical. Now every guy is tall, So it's easy. Like it doesn't matter if I hit him with the head or in his toes or in his body. It's going up and down. I'm not worried about that. Now, in the end, if I want to become really good and become like a headshot, be able to do headshots, then like the up and down becomes more of important, because then I want to like track the head, of course, you know. So I want to keep the head in focus. But if you're like if you're just starting up, you're not the greatest like PvPer. You just want to connect, and I don't matter where I connect, the body or the head. I hope the head, like I will, like let's say, I go for the top of the torso, so it's pretty close to the head. But it's easier to connect to the torso, like the chest and the upper arms, because they're the widest part of the body, and it's a bit easier to hit than, let's say, the head. Now, I know this doesn't make any sense, because hitting the head is twice as much damage, and in the end, that's what I want, the head. So maybe it would be good just to start aiming for the head from the beginning. But yeah, that's something still. But let's say I just want to connect, so I'm practicing connecting. So with connecting, I mean not missing. Like if I shoot in front of somebody above, oh, hi, that's it. Like this is no damage because I'm missing. I want to connect. You see, I want to connect. Now that's only 50 damage. It's not a headshot, but it's easier to connect anywhere than just to go for headshots. And if you're a beginner, if you're not good at shooting, you're not good at target practice, then the last thing that you want is to miss a lot, because missing doesn't give you as much feedback as hitting. Because when you hit, your brain tells you get this like pok, 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 you get this sound of connecting. When you hit the body, you hear tsk. If you shoot, you hear pok, but if you hit the body, you hear the chok chok of hitting the body and the of the headshot. Now every time you hear chok chok, you are conditioning your brain. This was a good action. I connected to this body, and if you hit a chuck, your body's gonna give your brain's gonna get even better. And this is like practicing your muscle memory, right? And there's a lot of subconscious stuff going on, and that's like I love like hip shooting, where people just shoot from the hip. They don't even aim, like mentally they don't aim. They just think about what they want to do and they do it, and they're not even like really aiming anymore. And that's where I want to become. That's what I want to do at the end. I want to be a person. I'm just gonna go like, and like everything hits, because yeah, it's muscle memory. Now muscle memory has nothing to do with muscle. It has everything to do with your brain and the control of your muscles, your hand coordination, and the whole thing. And we are like, how many of you are unable to catch something if somebody throws something at you? I mean, it's like a subconscious thing. Catching things is a very complex calculation, like the speed, the weight of the object, the speed at which it's thrown, the curve, which you can determine by the movement of somebody's arm. All these things are combined, and your brain is making complex, but artificial intelligent, like the chess computers that compute do all the complex calculations to look at all the chess moves that are going to happen. Your brain is doing that subconsciously, not consciously, subconsciously. So hitting, like connecting, like making those headshots, in the end it will be a subconscious thing. That's what I'm aiming for. But I need to condition my brain into that. Now, if I would take like the worst weapon, like, okay, look at this. This is the best weapon. This is the M39 rifle. Well, not the best. I mean, the best would be like a Bolty, right? Bolty has a range of 574, and it has an accuracy of 2. So I can take a Bolty and hit somebody. So it will, like if my aim is on his head, the chances of the bullet like being off is very small. Now if you look at this revolver, it has an accuracy of 5 and a range of 36. Now the accuracy is like how far each shot is likely to deviate from where you are aiming. So let's say that is like 5 inch, yeah, that's 5, like 25 centimeters, yeah, that's 12.5 centimeter. So I could be hitting somebody straight in the head, but it deviates like 12.5 centimeters. Now the head is small, so it's 12.5 centimeters. That is a big difference, because the head is only like maybe like 25 centimeters. So doing headshots with like a revolver is way harder. So if I would train now with a revolver, you can say, oh, that's really good. A revolver is a cheap item. You can get it early in the game. Like I can make revolvers by dozens, but and it would be very cheap. So if I be good at a revolver, I would dominate in the early game, right? So, but the problem is this deviation. So now it's like you see at close range, these guys, I'm hitting them because they're in the 36 meter range, and it's only like 12.5 deviation. So I will hit them a lot. So this, it's okay to, but if I go for these guys in the background, you see how the bullets are flying all over the place. Oh, I had a lucky headshot there, but you can see they're way off. Now I'm not really aiming that hard, but I mean you can still hit them. But let's say that even when I aim at their heads, because of deviation and the range, the low range, my bullet flies way off. I don't get a connect. I don't hear the sound of connecting. So my brain is gonna think that was a bad shot. Well, it was not a bad shot. It was a good shot, but it was a bad weapon. Now, the semi-automatic pistol is 4 accuracy, 45 range. So that's slightly better. Now that's perfectly fine for training at the range at which the weapon is supposed to be. Now if you want to be like a PvP god, of course you want to hit somebody with this gun from a long range, but let's say that 50% of the shots that should have connected because you were aiming that at their face, you had a perfect aim at their face, but there was a deviation because of the range and accuracy, your brain is not getting the training it needs. So it would be very bad for me to train like this. Also notice that, well, I just got the AK here, but when I started, all my, these are all single shots. Why is that? Because, again, like it's giving me good information. One shot, one miss, or one hit. So this is giving me really good tracking. My brain is getting very good feedback on like I can even just not think and just shoot. I can just spend like an hour doing this, and my brain is getting feedback. Miss, hit, miss, hit, miss, hit. And I'm training my subconscious to make the perfect like calculations, the perfect muscle memory between the control of my gun and what I'm doing. I don't even need to think about it. But of course that is not really good. Well, that's one way of doing it, and that might work. So now you can see that like this rifle, if I shoot, it's a pretty good rifle to do it with because it has accuracy of 4. It's not great. Range of 188, which is really good. Compare it to the M39, which is like a lot better range, same accuracy. Now I don't care about the damage. The damage is not important for me training. Now the recoil could be important, but I want to be able to become good at controlling the recoil, so actually that's not as important except for the speed. Like, okay, why is the recoil important? So if I look at this, I'm shooting this guy, right? There's no recoil, almost no recoil. If I look at this guy in the distance, so again, hardly any recoil. But I'm training at shooting guys in a long distance. That of course is like what is the hardest thing to do, shooting them at long distance, because then they're really tiny, you know. So again, I want to train my muscle memory, my subconscious, and now if there would be a lot of recoil like with this gun, actually that's not bad actually. Yeah, it looked really bad when you had like the sniper on the sniper scope, but that's not what you're not supposed to put 16 times scope on this gun, but you can do it, but that's it's not supposed to happen. So this is fine for the range where this gun is meant to be. And actually, because this gun is also pretty fast. I think all the guns are pretty fast if you don't account for reloading. But yeah, of course, this gun is 6 shots. So yeah, you really want to connect every shot, and preferably some headshots in there. So like every gun has its pros and downsides. But for like training, I think that having a high range will give me better feedback, because like I said, there's gonna be less missed shots because of the quality of the weapon. It's the quality of my shots that make it connect, not the quality of the weapon. Compare this to like the revolver. This is basically everything. The further things away are, the more I'm gonna miss, and I'm just missing I might still be on point, but I'm just getting the wrong feedback. And pretty much all the weapons, all the pistols, like M29 90 is pretty good for 90. But like for say if you're starting out practicing, give yourself the easiest gun. I could also practice with like the AK, which is the range is pretty good, accuracy pretty good, but like I'm not good at aiming, at shooting and hitting people, and I'm trying to control a spray. Again, my mind, the thing is going all over the place. Yeah. So the first thing I should learn is not how to control the spray of an AK. Now, if you want to like, I mean, I'm not saying you couldn't do it, like, but I mean, in the end, how much time, like, let's say you want to be the world top class of PvPer, like, with an AK, right? The best Rust player, the best. So, your brain is getting a lot of, like, strange information here, and is trying to understand it. Now, maybe your brain is smart enough to do understand it. Maybe, like, you can just practice purely with like an AK, and surely like with the guns at medium distances, this is fine. But at long range, you really have to go single shot with an AK. As far as with my skills, I need to go single shot. That means that 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the fastest I can go. If I go with the what's it called, M92, M39, yeah. So I can go a lot faster with hardly any recoil compared to a crazy, like my gun is not going all over the place, you know. Now it takes a bit more time at short distance to kill somebody with the M39, But like, I'm training my muscle memory. That's the main thing. Now, if I can do this, if I can shoot a guy like who's near that rock, like we're in the distance, if I can shoot this guy like 4 or 5 times until he dies in the head. I mean, these guys are a bit OP, and I think like you should be able to hit somebody that times in the head with this gun. That's 50 damage, and in the head it should be 100 damage. So like one headshot should be boom dead, I think, because I mean the metal face mask is 50 minus 50, so it's 100. So headshot is 100. Oh yeah, 100 minus 50 is 50. So you need like 2 headshots to kill somebody with a metal face mask. Okay, sure. Like say that's what I want to do. I want to go like boom, 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 and then at least have like I want to shoot like 3 or 4 times long distance with a guy like this, and then have like a couple of headshots, a couple of connects. Now obviously I'm not that good yet. Okay, so there's another thing, speed. So I talked about connecting, and I'm talking about, so the connecting is just left and right, tracking left and right, that's connecting. Oh, you see here that I'm strafing? You see I'm not moving my mouse that much, and I'm connecting this guy the whole time, just because I was strafing. So strafing left and right is also a good way to connect somebody. Just strafe in the direction the guy is, so you don't have to go like this. Now normally I would have to do like this. It's really hard on your hand, but if you just strafe, you can just do micro movements with your mouse instead of like large movements. So I would just strafe a guy. That's another tip. So this is connecting. Connecting is going left and right on the horizontal. Now the vertical, like I said, vertical is really not important. It's not hard to do the vertical in the beginning if you just want to connect, because the guy is so much taller than that he is like wide. So if you can hit him on the wide side, you're probably going to hit him on the vertical, you know, in his length. You have to do like the wide. That's the hard part. Okay, so that's connecting, and then you, like I said, like you have the headshots. For the headshots, you have to also focus on the head. You know, so that is the horizontal and the vertical. But first, I say like always first go for find the horizontal. You know, track his center, like his gut, and then go for the head. You know, and eventually will do it be one movement. I think that's. Yeah, I'm talking like I'm a PvP god, you know, like I'm really bad. But this is how. Anyway, so this is like those things, and then, but that is about connecting. So connecting, and I'm connecting headshots. Now, the headshots, I think like are good, but it makes you a lot harder if you go for headshots straight away, because it takes so much time to track the head. What I would do instead of going for headshots after going for connecting, like going for the center mass, go for speed. Like I said, with this gun it's pretty fast. Now you see, the faster my speed goes, the more I'm missing. This is partly because of my gun starts to shake more. The faster I shoot, the more recoil you get, the faster you shoot. But with this gun, it's pretty, the recoil still stays pretty good. But if you like, if you go slow, sure, it's easier to like focus on when you're connecting. So you're just as soon as you're over the person, you shoot, you know. But if you go fast like this, like you really like actually you need that subconscious brain of you to do it, because it's almost too fast for you, you know. And like I said, I can't do this fast with an AK. Now I'm sure that the guys are able to do this, like they just obliterate guys with like this with AKs, certainly at this distance. But for me, so another thing is keep it easy. Now like I'm going with speed, right? I just want to I don't want to shoot like this. I want this, because if you're in a fight, yeah, you, like I said, you need like either 2 headshots. If guy's a face mask, you need 2 headshots, or you need like probably need like 4 body shots, or 1 headshot and 2 body shots. So, and probably more body shots, because you also have here 25 projectile. So you need like more body shots than that. And you see, when I'm hitting these guys, they don't go down that easily. I need to hit them a couple of times. So if I go like this, boom, 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 and the other guy is really good with an AK, I'm dead. So to meet that other guy who is really good with an AK at his level, I need to be really good at, I need to have high speed. But you see that high speed makes so much more difficult. So because it's more difficult, I would say go for close range. Because again, you're training, every time you hear the tick, 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 like the little sound where you hit the body shot. Now I know that you can do this with an AK really easy. You can do this with a Python. I could even do this with a revolver really easy. But like I said, I am training my brain to connect. Yeah? Training my brain to connect. Can even put in a few headshots. But the main thing is connecting, so I'm just practicing connecting. And then I go, as better as I go, I just go further and further and further. You don't want to stay here forever, and then you go further and further. And it's really weird, because I'm not, like normally you would like really aim. I'm not, like this would be the best thing. So I think you have to go from really aiming, slow speed, and then fast speed. And then go, see how fast you go. Now you can see at long distance it's really hard for me to do it really fast. You say, well Stanley, you're practicing with this gun. I don't like using this gun. But this gun is a single shot gun, and like I said, all the single shots, yeah, like one that's a bit worse than that gun is this one, and this is a really low tier early game gun. So actually when you're practicing with the M39, you're practicing this gun too, because it's the same idea. The only thing is that this has a lower range, but it's pretty much the same gun. Like 40 damage, a little bit less damage. So you're really practicing this gun. I mean, you could also just practice this gun. But I would start with the best weapon and then slowly go to worse weapons. But like I said, like if a gun is really bad at something, don't use it for that. Don't try to snipe somebody with an SMG, because your brain is going to get confused. Because it doesn't understand why you're missing, while it actually thinks you should be hitting it. Now if you can see the bullets, that will help. Because then your brain will understand, oh, that bullet went way off, but why did it go off? Because I did hit it dead center. So yeah. So try to using the best guns and use them at the range that they're good for. And stay well within the range, because you need to be able to give your body your brain, the best muscle memory. And then you can just switch weapons and train all of them, because you know the effective, you're using it at the effective range. So this gun is even better. This can actually, it's like 90, range 90, so this is not bad. And then with your semi, you could even like try to, oh yeah, you see that I'm walking and standing still. That's also something you have to think about. Like the further something is away, like the further they're away, you might want to stop walking, because you're making it really hard on yourself to hit somebody when you're like walking. Now I know that standing still in a gunfight is stupid, because you always want to be strafing left and right, ducking bullets. But again, you need to get that base information to your brain, that base information of connecting. So your first, I think that's the first level of your training should always be, am I like connecting? Like if you look at accuracy of 35 right now, I know I've been doing crazy shots, and not all the shots I've done were actually me trying to hit somebody, you know? But like every time I'm training, I'm about like 50% accuracy at least. Like if you're training and your accuracy is like 20%, how are you training your muscle memory, you know? So, and even with the AK, like if you're practicing your AK and you're practicing like this, I don't know, I know that you need to control that, like that thing. I mean, sure, I'll be, but I think that should be like next level. Like start with an LR. The LR has is much easier to control. See? Start at short range and then try to go further and further. And I mean, the more I do it, the better I get at it. But always think about what are you training. So, like you have here, do the strafing, straight left to right. Bursting, single shot, burst shot, auto shot. Just practice everything. But don't think that the only way to fight is with an AK or auto. You know? In the end, what you want is connect headshots. That is what you want. And the AK might not be the best weapon for that for you in certain situations. And I think that practicing this, even with single shot weapons, practicing connecting is a good basis for eventually working with the AK once you have controlled that spray and are better with the spray. You know? Now I'm gonna switch like to more SMG automatic weapons. Okay, so now I have got all the automatic weapons. This is probably the worst one. 3 accuracy, range 50, 3 90, 5 72, 4 188. But this is the best one, so I put that on front. And now I'm just put the LR as a better weapon because I think the recoil is easier. I'm not saying that that is a better weapon, but for practicing it's a better weapon for me. So this should be like the easiest weapon. But yeah, you see it has a lot of recoil. I haven't taken much account of recoil, but that makes a lot of difference. But the main thing is that this is really long distance, this weapon. Range 370. Accuracy 7. Actually, accuracy is really bad. But, like, if you do, like, long range... Again, if you don't hear any connect, you're not training your brain. You're not at a good enough level, or you're not using the weapon what it's supposed to be used for. It should be easy to connect. Now I know you're thinking, well, what if I run around with the... What if I have like a Python and there's an AK guy on top of a mountain a few hundred meters away? I need to be able to connect. I need to be able to put him down. Yeah, but that's like I said, then you're going into like PvP god levels. That should be like your end game and becoming really good after you control, after you can like connect the first thing should be, with every weapon at your disposal that you use in the game, that you like using in the game, you should be fairly good at connecting with players at the range and in the way that they're supposed to be used. Now, this gun obviously has a bad recoil and a lot of like deviation, accuracy. So a lot of So although it, so I would burst fire this and then just see what happens, because this is what happens if you go full out on this thing. Now probably there's like the AK, there's like a spray thing going, but this is good like for if somebody is close by. So think about what's the best use for this weapon. But it's also, the range is incredible. Look at the range, 370. Like if I look at the Bolty is 5, and look at the other sniper, 1000. So, and then compare it like say an AK 188, LR 188, 188. So this is like a lot more than like most of the other, like the basic rifles. This gun has an extreme range. Now sadly, not all of the bullets are going to connect. But I think that if you like putting a scope on this thing, you see? Again, if you do my technique of like understanding what is the range, you see I'm hitting them. And this is pretty far off. Normally you would have to do this with a sniper rifle. So pretty nice weapon. And of course it's probably one of the best weapons in the game. But you're not, I don't practice this gun because again, until you're like a PvP god, you're not going to run around with this gun a lot. I'm saying don't practice it at all, because when you do have it, you do want to be able to use it. But yeah, just think about what is the gun that you're going to have 90% of the time. What is the gun that you're going to have when you like raiding or roaming, you know? That could be an AK, it could be an LR, maybe a Bolty, maybe a Python. Like if you load your early game, just do a little bit of roam with a Python. You can have a lot of fun with that. If you know what you're doing. If you know, if you can use, if you're skilled at using it also long distance. Semi is like perfect, like early game, because it has that long range and short range, you know, thing. I mean, you carry DB with you for the short range, for real short range, but it has so much versatility, semi-automatic. It's like 40 damage, and the AK is 50, so don't think of it like an incredibly weak weapon. Like if you're not controlling the spray of an AK, what's the difference? You might be even better off with a semi than with an AK if you cannot control the spray, you know? So just run around. So practice the semi like crazy. That should be a #1 early game, or like if you're trying to become a good PvP player, because practicing the semi will also make you good at connecting with the AK. Because the AK, you need to like track your target, right? You need to track it. You need to find your target, and those first bullets need to be on target and connect, and especially they need to be like headshots, you know? You need to track. Now you can practice that with the semi-automatic. This is good as any other, probably better than most weapons with the semi. It's perfect for learning to track, because it has the pretty decent accuracy, but especially great range. So because of the combination of range and decent accuracy, it will give you your muscle memory great feedback. I mean, I'm gonna run out of okay, I just have to stop it here, I guess. So yeah, and again, practice with the guns, what they are for. you know, and become good at every gun, because you never know what gun you're gonna hold. Just look at when are they most effective and when do they stop being effective, and what is the bullet drop. And I mean, you can try to connect, but I'm saying like spending 4 hours practicing like your aiming with like a Tommy gun on like long distance, it's gonna give your brain, it's gonna just screw up your brain, it's gonna give you all the wrong feedback. Practicing with a semi is gonna give you all the right feedback, because when you connect you will know you have connected, because the bullet didn't deviate. The bullet didn't deviate because of range and low accuracy, you know, and preferably even like start out with the M49, because I think that's the best gun to practice, because it just has so much, it has so little like crazy spray going on, it has nice accuracy, it has incredible range. And now you can say, well, Stanley, why not use a Bolty? Bolty is even better. A Bolty has better range, not even that much better, but it has better range. Well, quite a bit better, but I mean, who's counting if you already have 352? And look at the accuracy. This is incredible. Well, the problem is the fire rate. So, also, you're probably going to use like a scope on it, which is kind of unfair, because that this scope is like 50 high qual, you know. So now practice with scope, but like you're not always are you gonna run around with the scope all the time? No. Now this is the problem with practicing with this gun. See how much time it takes between each shot? So I love this gun, and there's nothing wrong with the fact that it takes so much time, because if you're good at this gun and you get the headshots in, it's like, let's see, 80 damage. So it's 160 damage divided by 2. Actually 80 damage with one headshot. So you need one body shot, and you need like one, let's see if I can get it. Oh. You see how hard it is. It takes so much time. Like so much happens in between these shots. This guy could have killed me like 10 times over. I don't know if it's the same guy. Anyway, sometimes I change direction. But so you can see this. Now I'm not saying that Bolty is not a great weapon, but for training, like how much shots do I get with this gun compared to like this gun? I'm shooting really bad, I know that, but you get my idea. Like I can shoot like this with this gun, and every shot is feedback, right? So spending an hour with this gun, it's like, look, bullets fired. Now look at reset. Bullets fired. Yeah. Accuracy 69%, 16 bullets. Now if I would do the same thing with this gun, oh, not this gun. How much time will it take me to get those 16 shots? You see, a lot more. Now if you want to be good at a Bolty, become good at a Bolty. Also you see, it zooms in a lot more. So it's like these guys are a lot closer, so it's almost like cheating, because it has this incredible zoom. Okay guys, I just actually I went way overhead. I just want to do a little thing here. Guys, I hope you have enjoyed this. Subscribe for my next level 3 version of this. I don't know if I'm going to be still here or like going to go to another room. Depends on I have some new information from this.